great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is James Oliver Hacking III. Today is March 24th, Sunday, March 24th, and this is episode 794 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'll be here for the next hour or so to answer as many immigration law-related questions. I'm an immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States, out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C., soon to be opening our fourth office in Chicago, Illinois, an immigration hotspot for sure, the place where my wife grew up. She went to Lane Tech in Chicago on the north side, and we're very excited to be opening up our office. It's going to be about 6 blocks away from the USCIS office, 4 blocks to the west, 2 blocks to the north. That's where we'll be. And we are excited, hopefully opening that up on May 1st. How's everybody doing? I have decided to be much more positive, to try to turn my perspective around. I spent some time this morning sweeping and cleaning and getting ready. We're having a friend is bringing us a Greek feast for our iftar tonight for Ramadan. And I swept the floors and I cleaned the table, and that made me feel better. I listened to some Zig Ziglar. He's a motivational speaker from back in the day, and he talked all about attitude. So I know that things are dark. I know that things are stressful right now, but we're going to do our best to try to be positive, to try to be aware and to be educated and to be smart. All right. Let's go ahead. I say hello to all of our friends in the comments. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I like this quote from Nikki. Be so happy that when other people look at you, they become happy too. How about that? Thank you, Nikki. I love it. And Harshit says, have a blessed day to all. Let's go ahead and get started and talk to guest. Hello, guest.
Hi, Jim. Good morning. My apologies if you've had this question a lot recently, but here's my situation. I am a green card holder. It's a 10-year green card. Now I've had it for about a year. I am divorced from my wife, from whom I obtained the benefit from. So currently, my girlfriend and I were thinking of going on a short weekend vacation to Victoria, Canada for Labor Day, just a two night thing. So I've just had numerous people tell me to reconsider and to think about if that's something I really want to do. And I've been thinking, well, everything should be okay. I have a 10-year green card. I have nothing in my background that would make me inadmissible. But now I'm really thinking about it. And so I wanted to get your professional opinion. Is this something I should reconsider, or is everything okay? Should I proceed with the vacation? What are your thoughts?
Do we know 100% for sure that your ex-wife never said anything bad about you to immigration?
That's correct. There was no problems.
Okay. The advice of the official position of our firm right now, and this came from me, so because I wrote it is our recommendation that unless you are a U.S. citizen, you do not leave the United States until at least 2026, when we have a better idea of what's going on. There are a lot of nice places that you can visit in the United States, and I would say to risk not being allowed back into the United States for a 2-day trip to somewhere that you could probably replicate a lot of the same conditions in the United States, I would stay here.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
That was easy. Take care. Yeah, I have a TikTok. It went crazy viral. It's got 5 million views, and it's basically, if you're not a U.S. citizen, don't leave the United States unless you can afford to be outside the United States for 6 or 9 months, and just because they're acting crazily at the border right now.
Yeah, no, that would ruin my life. I'd probably lose my job.
Right. And so that's the thing. It's always that thing, a very, very small chance of a problem but a huge consequence. And that's right now. My job on this show is to think defensively for everybody as much as I can. And defensively, I would never risk it. I mean, to me, the only exceptions would be if like I had a dying family member that I had to see. That would really be the only reason I'd risk it.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate it. Have a great
Welcome,
Sunday.
man. For sure.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. All right. Let's see. Mahaz is asking to be led onto the show, but there's no Mahaz in the waiting room. So let's go instead to Hope. Hi, Hope. Hope, you're on mute. All right. Hope, are you there? Now they're unmuted. Let's put them back into the waiting room and see what we can do. Gloria is asking, Jim, any comments about the elimination of the CHNV humanitarian parole? Is it possible to file an affirmative asylum? Yes. An adjustment of status? Probably not, unless you have some other basis, Gloria, to file for adjustment. And those cases are on hold right now while they're getting sued. All right. Muscle Man, hello. Hello, Muscle Man.
Yes, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing okay, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Happy Sunday.
Thank you, Jim. Uncle Jim, I have a question. I have a situation. So let's say you have this guy, John.
John.
John came to the United States in probably 15 years ago
Okay.
with the A1, A2 visa.
A1 or B1, B2?
No, A1, A2.
A1, okay.
Diplomat.
Yep.
So now John is married to a United States citizen, and he needs to apply for adjustment. So does John needs a waiver?
John entered on a visa? Yeah. Oh, yeah. John entered on an A1, A2. Yeah. So there is a special waiver. It's just a form that diplomats have to do. They can. This is all possible. You don't need like a waiver where you have to go overseas. You don't need a 601 waiver. It's a special form that you have to fill out for diplomats. But it's not a big deal. It's certainly doable.
Okay. So if John wants to contact you, just email you and everything.
Yeah, say this is John. I was just on the show I was the second caller on Sunday to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy. All right, that was easy. Okay, so somebody liked my Minnesota sweatshirt on TikTok, so thank you for that. Can I email you a synopsis of my case to see if you would take it? Sure. info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. We do that sort of all day long. AJ thinks he missed most of the show, but the show just started, AJ, so you're good. We're only 8 minutes in. BIA appeal, hello.
Hey, hi, how you doing, Jim?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm okay. Okay, I have a little situation. I talked to you about 2 years ago regarding my case in the BIA. So I don't know if you remember that. I know it's been 2 years.
I don't remember calls from yesterday.
Okay, I'll just give you a little background. In 2011, I got into a criminal situation, and I got detained. And I got deported, but they couldn't deport me because they couldn't find my document and they let me out. So 2014, I got married and I put my I-130. It got approved. Still, I still have the conviction, so I couldn't adjust. So in 2020, I got picked up. So my lawyer filed motion to reopen, but it was denied, and we got it appealed in BIA. I got a bond, so I got out on a bond. So I was in the bond. BIA denied the case. The judge didn't. BIA denied the case. So I got the case appeal to Ninth Circuit. So by then, I have my case dismissed. Dismissed. The criminal record got dismissed.
What does that mean, dismissed?
Like it was vacated. It was like
What was the basis of the vacatur?
due to lack of, like, I wasn't told the consequences of the immigration when I was taking the plea.
Okay.
They got it dismissed. I was in Ninth Circuit, and Ninth Circuit got the case remanded back to the BIA.
Okay.
Okay, so now I've been waiting for 3 years. Last 3 days, I received the decision from BIA. They said they denied the case again.
Mhm.
After it was remanded from Ninth Circuit, they denied the case, saying it was untimely, and also they refused to accept the new evidence.
They
The
were
new
the evidence being that they vacated the sentence.
Yeah, the sentence. They
Mhm.
said the evidence wasn't introduced to the judge at the beginning, so I guess they can use it now. So now I don't know what to do at this point. I have 30 days to appeal, so I'm just wondering, do I need to appeal back to Ninth Circuit, or do I just file motion to reopen with the new evidence to
Well,
BIA?
well, who's right? Or did the BIA make a legal mistake, or did they make a legally correct decision? I don't know.
No, when I read the decision they make, the point they make on the decision, I think they're kind of right. They're right.
So there's not much to appeal. So it sounds like all you've got is another motion to reopen.
So, motion to reopen, can I do it through BIA, or do I have to go back to the court
I
or
don't.
PD?
I think it's PD at this point.
But I have 30 days to. What are the chances for them to accept my PD?
Very,
Because I
very,
only have 30 days to appeal,
very, very low.
even though I have vacated criminal and everything.
Yeah, they're not joining in any motions to reopen.
So right now, what do you think I should do right now?
I don't
Or you
know.
believe is the right?
I can't tell you advice like the. I mean, you're talking about the rest of your life. You're asking me on this YouTube show. It sounds like you're pretty far down the deportation road. I think most likely they're going to figure out a way to deport you, and I think you're probably going.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're now that the BIA has ruled, you're quote unquote fair game for deportation. So, what kept them from deporting you earlier?
Because they couldn't find my document to deport me.
What country?
Guinea.
So I would imagine that with this new administration, they're going to work real hard to get the document so that they can deport you. I would think that's not going to be much of a hurdle for them anymore.
Okay, so you saying I should just try and see if I could my lawyer could talk to the government and file like motion to reopen, joint motion to reopen.
They're not going to agree.
Oh, okay. So I'm kind of stuck at this point, even
I,
though
I believe so. Yeah. What does your lawyer want to do?
um my lawyer said we should try and have the case reopened from the BIA through using the new evidence we have.
I mean, I would do everything possible. I would throw everything I got at it. Whatever. If you're, I mean, your lawyer has a much deeper understanding of your case than I do. I'm not going to disagree with your lawyer. I would do anything humanly possible to try to stay.
Okay.
Good
All
luck.
right. Thank you
Yep.
so much. All right.
Yep. See ya. Somebody said in TikTok, there's a rumor going around that green card holders with a 20 who want to go on vacation for 20 days with their spouse shouldn't go. That ain't no rumor. That's me. I'm saying that. I'm the one saying that. I'm saying that. If you're not a U.S. citizen, don't leave the United States for at least 6 to 9 months till we figure out what the hell's going on. All right. There goes BIA appeal. Let's go to Callie. Hello.
Hi, Yo, Jim. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Can I run a case by you and let me know if there's anything that we could do or anything like that?
That's what we do here.
Perfect. Okay. So in 1990, Taurus came to the United States. Soon, about like, I want to say 6 months, a Scorpio came as well. Um, They left. They came back in 1992. With that, they had Taurus, Scorpio, and me, Callie. They had Pisces in 1995. In the United States, they also had baby Scorpio in 2000. And Taurus got really bad advice from a guy that said that he can file for asylum for them. So he did. Turns out it was a scam. He got his money taken. He got what's it called, his documentation gone into the court. At that point, he did get a lawyer. That lawyer tried to help by what's it called, getting Pisces to do all the what's it called, the I want to say it was adjustment of status because
Okay.
he's a U.S. citizen, a baby U.S. citizen.
Yep. Was he 21?
No, he was 7.
So they tried to get a benefit for the parents through a 7-year-old U.S. citizen child?
Yes,
Okay,
at
so
that time.
that wasn't going to work.
Yeah, so he got deported in the court. He appealed it. When he appealed it, it was during the Obama era.
Okay.
And during the Obama era, this is my knowledge of it, is that his case got put back and they were going against like criminals.
Right.
And so he has just been like that since Obama. Nothing has been touched. He hasn't had any filings. He hasn't gone back to the courts. He hasn't done anything.
Got
Now the Pisces and baby Scorpio, Pisces is 30, baby Scorpio is 25. Yeah, 25 or turning 25.
Mm-hmm.
At this point,
Panama.
because of the alien registration,
Yeah.
Mama Scorpio is a housewife. She literally doesn't go anywhere. She
Yeah.
goes to the grocery store and back.
Yeah.
Taurus has his own business, so that's how they get the money to
Sure.
live.
Sure.
There's no records, no criminal records. They pay their taxes every year. They're on top of that. Is there anything? And if not, does Mama Scorpio have to apply for the alien registration thing? And if so, what's the consequences of that?
Well, mom and dad would both have to, right? Right.
What, because he already got in deportation and had stopped, doesn't that already apply him
No,
to?
he'd have, based on what based on what they're saying now. And again, I think that thing's going to be enjoined in court. I don't think it's going to go into effect right away, but I
Mhm.
believe that based on what they're saying, the way they're interpreting the Alien Registration Act, dad would have to register.
Apply for that? Okay.
Yeah. So how many people are there altogether? How many non-citizens are there altogether? There's mom and dad,
Mom
Pisces,
and dad and me.
and you. Okay.
Yes.
And when you say, okay, so the first time that mom and dad came,
Mhm.
did they enter without inspection or did they have a visa?
Correct. No, they entered without inspection.
And then they left.
Yes, because their goal was not to stay here. Their goal was to make enough money for them to go to Mexico and live their life there.
So
But turned out, mhm.
during that trip, how long were they in the United States?
They were here for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they left and came back
Mhm.
twice. Okay, so they probably have a permanent bar, mom and dad. Probably have a permanent bar, which is a problem.
Mhm.
And so I would imagine that when Biden was president, that mom and dad went to see lawyers to talk about their situation, or at least I hope so, right?
So the lawyer that they hired for the asylum case has been their lawyer, and that lawyer has said, don't do anything, let's not move anything, because
Yeah.
we don't want it to be reactive or reacting again.
What about you? Reactivated. Yep. What about you? Did you get DACA?
So I did call a while ago. I didn't get DACA because I went through a paralegal, and I am married to a U.S. citizen, and we have filed the I-300, and I got documented control or documented approved, and right now we're waiting for the I-601A waiver to
Got
be
it.
approved, and that was in 2022.
Oh, we talked the other day, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you apply for DACA?
I did apply for DACA, but it got denied because I didn't have enough evidence in 2012.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I
Yeah.
remember. Okay. All right. So I agree with your lawyer. This is certainly not the time to
Mhm.
raising hands for mom and dad. And it sounds like you got going on what you got going on. So I think,
Yes.
I mean, if mom and dad, I think, everyone's going to have to make their own decision about registering. I think
Mhm.
not registering has its consequences and registering has its consequences. So
Correct.
if they're forced to register, then I might be more willing to file the I-130 and try to get, the problem is they don't have a qualifying relative for the waiver, right?
It would be my baby Scorpio and Pisces, so they're kids.
Yeah, but they're not qualifying relatives for the waiver that your parents would need. And plus they might have a permanent bar, so they have bigger problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I think your lawyer's right. I would lay low.
Layla, okay. All right. And then also one quick question about my case. If the 601A waiver gets approved and I have to go to Juarez to do that interview, I know you said don't travel, but that would be the exception,
That's
correct?
an exception. Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you, Theo Jim, and thank you so much.
See ya.
Bye.
I like the way she framed those. At first I thought you were saying Torres like as a name instead of Taurus, and then I got Pisces, and then she never got to Virgo. I don't know what's wrong with the Virgos. We all like Virgos. People are asking me in the comments if we practice law in all 50 states. We practice immigration law in all 50 states, so we can handle cases all over the country. Immigration is federal, so once you're licensed in one state court, you can practice immigration federally across the country. I couldn't help with a will or a car accident or anything like that. But yeah, so that's how that works. Any truth to IRS providing data to DHS to assist in deportations? That's the headline I saw today, so we'll have to see. I had a marriage interview and said I will get an RFE missing doc and haven't got it. What can I do? If a long time's gone by, I think about suing them. All right, let's go to Mrs. Ali. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
Great. So I have my case here. So we came to the USA on a visitor visa. It was, I believe, a B2 back in 2016. And that was summer of 2016. And then we applied for asylum in the year later that same year. So, and then we decided, and we ended up, since then, we've been in the USA and we've had all our paperwork done. We've had, eventually got work permits, we got our social security, and then everything. And then in 2017, I got married to a US citizen. And last year, not last year, 2023, actually, I got my citizenship. I got my US passport.
Great.
And sorry?
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was a very difficult, not difficult. It was pretty easy because it was a bona fide marriage, so we didn't really have anything to worry about. So we just kept collecting evidence, and then we just had our interview, and I got my citizenship through that. Now my sister got married too last year to a U.S. citizen, and she has her green card too. And we also have kids in our marriages, but our mom and my 3 brothers are still on the work permit status.
Their asylum case is still pending.
It's still pending, exactly.
They haven't been interviewed.
So sorry?
They have not been interviewed.
No, they have not.
It's mom's asylum case, and then she had derivatives, but 2 of the derivatives have gotten their green cards, and so they're not. That's you and your sister.
Yes, so I sponsored my mom in February last year. I filed a I-130 for her.
So what's gonna happen to your brothers?
So my youngest brother he's gonna turn 18 this year, but he's special needs and he's disabled.
Mhm.
So I filed for my mom and for him together. But I did not file an I-130 for him. I thought his case would just be with my mom.
Yeah.
because he's a minor and he would be a dependent on her case.
That's wrong.
We did not know that.
But now you do.
Now we do, yes. So then my mom got an interview letter for him in the mail. We also got letter to request more documents for my brother in the mail, and we sent them. We needed a co-sponsor for him, so we did that because I didn't make enough money. So we got a co-sponsor, everything, and then they went in for their interview. And that's when at the interview, the officer told my mom that there is no I-130 application for him.
Right.
So we're going to send you a notice in the mail, and it's going to have instructions to submit the I-130 for him.
Okay.
And he asked my mom all the I-130 questions on her applications because she went with him, because of course he can't go by himself, right? And so he asked my mom all the questions about their past case, like the asylum case, and their current case and everything. And he said, okay, we'll send you a decision in the mail. And all of this happened in January this year.
Okay.
And she hasn't received anything regarding my brother's case yet.
Your brother doesn't have a case. There's no case.
So that was my question. My mom said that we have to submit an I-130 for him.
Well, right. But there's big problems with everything that you're doing. So have you done this without a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. So this is before you got to the fact that you filed the I-130 petition for your mom, my question was, it's mom's asylum case, right?
Yes. We also filed a 485 for her with
Right.
the 130. Yeah.
Right. But the problem is if she gets her green card, the asylum case is over, and that means the boys don't have anything pending for them.
But only one boy is dependent on her. The other two are not.
Because?
Because they're over 18.
No. They were derivatives on the asylum case when it was filed?
Yes.
Have they gotten some other immigration benefit like you and your sister?
No. So I have 3 brothers. One of them got married last year. So he filed for an adjustment of status through marriage.
Right.
And now the 2 remaining, one of them is 25 years old, and the other one is 17 years old, and they live with my mom.
Right. But the 25-year-old is still on mom's asylum case.
Yes.
But, it was her fear of persecution to go back home, not theirs, right?
All of us.
Right. But she's the principal applicant, right? So what I'm saying is technically and legally, once the green card is granted based on the I-130 petition and the 45 that you filed on her behalf, their asylum cases are over. They're going to have to file their own asylum applications. And technically they should probably file that before she gets her green card. So what I'm saying is it was extremely dangerous to file mom's green card without thinking through what happens to the 2 brothers. Because you filing an I-130 doesn't let your brothers stay in the United States, and mom can file once she gets a green card, but they don't have any status. They can't stay here, right? So you guys have made a really big mess of all this.
Yeah, so I didn't know this.
What I'm saying is it's much worse than what the officer noted at the interview, which is he said, well, there's no separate I-130 for the brother, but that's true. But even if you filed an I-130 for the brother, that's a 16-year wait, and he doesn't get to stay in the United States waiting for that to be adjudicated.
So, and then yesterday, my mom checked her USCIS account, and her application said it's approved. And now I got a letter. Now I live in North Carolina, and this is all happening in Texas. Sure. I got a letter in North Carolina to appear for an interview in Texas next week.
On mom's case?
Yes.
But then it said approved?
Yes.
Which was dated later?
The approval's dated later.
Yeah. So when's your interview date in Texas?
April 3rd. So I booked a ticket and I'm flying from North Carolina to Texas.
Okay. So that's no big deal. Hopefully they haven't approved the green card. I hate to say it, I don't know, man. I don't know. Your other brother, the non-special needs brother, he's not married?
No.
Yeah. So he's still on mom's case. If she gets her green card, they're screwed.
Can you guide us on what to do? Because I'm already nervous about going, like, for appearing for the interview.
Oh, I mean, you're a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. That's probably just a mistake. The $1 million question is, sweetheart, should we withdraw the I-485? That's the question. Jesus, I've never asked that question before.
Yeah, and it's just getting really, like, my anxiety is just like completely off the roof because I was already worried about my brothers.
Yeah.
And we're not we just suddenly didn't know what to do. I just applied for my mom
Right.
because as soon
That was the next right thing to do.
yeah.
Wow.
So, and then there's another thing. My dad.
But wait, there's more. Yes, go ahead.
There's more. I also applied for my dad. He doesn't live in the USA. He's outside of the USA.
Okay.
And I also, at the same time, when I applied for my mom, I also applied for my dad. He didn't stay. He never stayed in the USA. He left. So for him, I got also a notification in the first week of January that his case is time to move forward in the case, and we got a username and a password for the national visa.
You need to worry about that. That's all. That's just good news. That's all good. That doesn't matter for what we're talking about. So here's the $1 million question. Are you ready?
Yes.
So obviously, and you don't have to tell me about mom's asylum case, but the people that were going to persecute mom, for whatever reason they were going to persecute mom, would they also be persecuting her sons for those same reasons?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And at the time of the application, we all had our own applications to apply for the asylum.
So they weren't derivatives? Everybody has their own standalone asylum case?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, that'd be good. That'd be real good.
Yes. That's my understanding, except for my youngest brother, who's special needs.
Have things back in the home country gotten worse on the asylum case, or have they gotten better?
I would say for worse. We're on the orange list, I believe, orange or yellow list.
Yeah, so that might be Dad's problem. I was going to ask about that if you're on one of the lists. Yep. Well, so is the family in agreement that now's the time to bring in a lawyer?
Yes, we were debating about it, and we don't know which direction to go, and so I decided to hop on your live show to get a better guide on what we should do next.
So I would say that I now share your anxiety. I think the time to hire a lawyer was actually a long time ago, probably around the time you filed for the green card for mom. But I would say that if the family's interested in hiring lawyers to help sort this out, we'd be happy to help, but it's going to be long and slow and expensive.
Can you guide us on how much we should be spending on this? Because sometimes we hear about immigration lawyers taking advantage of people like that.
Why don't you email me today and say, I'm Mrs. Ali. I was on the show with Jim, and we'll follow up tomorrow and we can talk about it.
All right. Thank you so much. So as far as my interview is concerned, I should just appear for it. I did not reschedule it because I was scared.
I would say unless mom has the green card in her hand, you're going.
Okay.
All right.
And for the interview, does my mom have to come with me? Because it says that this is regarding the beneficiary and my mom.
I'd actually like to see the interview notice.
You want to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I show it to you on the camera right now?
No, email it to me.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. See ya.
All right, thanks.
Wow, that was something. As I've mentioned many times, I don't know if I'll ever run out of hearing different ways that people sort of screw up their situation. It's not horrible, but there were some missteps here, I think, and it's not one that I ever would have thought of. But yeah, if what she said is true, that they had their own independent asylum cases, that would be good. That would be rare, very, very rare that attorneys would do that, file separate ones. And it sounds like there might not be one for the special needs kid. Robert's right. Yeah, I would say over the next 4 years, you're talking $15,000-$20,000 is what I'm thinking for that. So, all right. My brother, who's a green card holder, has been out of the country for a little over 10 years. Is he going to be allowed back in? No, I don't believe this. Hey, 1010 says, somebody named 1010 says, wow, I don't believe this. Jim was the speaker at my naturalization ceremony in 2017. How about that? That's fun. I like being the speaker. They haven't asked me in a while. I think they're mad because I keep suing them. All right. How's everybody doing? This is the Immigration Answer Show. I'm Jim Hacking, and I'm going to talk to Lucia. Hello, Lucia. You're on mute.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, how are you? All good. Thank you. Let me just have it. So my case, thank you for taking the time. So my name is Lucia. So my case is like, I came here to the country legally, and as a student, F1. Let me tell you exactly the date. I think that's gonna help you. So, okay, I came here in 2013 as a student under student visa, and later I applied for my OPT and I started working, and eventually I applied for asylum in 2018, and also later I applied for the TPS. I'm from Venezuela, and I also have waiting for my mom application for the green card that she applied in 2017 as well. And my case is mainly my asylum was applied after a year because when I find out that I was able to qualify and apply for asylum, I didn't. Most of the lawyers didn't want to take my case because they say that it's going to take long to manage, and I end up falling out of the time range, which is more than a year. And when I finally find someone who wanted to manage it, I have only 2 months to prepare, and he didn't feel comfortable to get all the paperwork. And then I kind of he give up, and I let it go. And so I got my TPA approval, but now we have the case that the government is kind of basically, I don't know, it's still standby or they cancel the TPS for Venezuela. So I have that concern. My asylum case is actually still pending. And last year, I got like a interview waiver. The letter said like I don't qualify, and I don't know for what. They said not enough proof when I haven't really submitted much after that. After my case was submitted, actually my lawyer passed away during the pandemic. He got COVID and he passed away. So I'm not sure if that also affects the case. Like it was unattended somehow. And currently, one of my main questions is like, also I registered to the link that is out there about Alliance to like a TPS association, national association, something like that. And my current question too is also if actually I'm looking to see if I qualify to sponsor myself as an entrepreneur. I got the chance to prepare myself here in this country.
No, you can't. No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first question, when did you stop going to school?
I started going to school when I came. I came with F1, which is 2013.
No, when did you stop going to school?
I stopped 2018 was my OPT. Yeah. And my legal status actually in 2018.
And when did you file for asylum?
2017.
So when you filed for asylum, you were still in valid F1 status?
Yeah.
Okay. And that asylum case, I'm sure they didn't waive your interview. There's never been a waiver interview in an asylum case. Are you saying that you didn't submit enough evidence and they're sending you to the immigration court? Is that what happened?
I haven't had any court yet, and they sent me that letter, and I consult with someone, and they said if you don't want to wait it, then don't answer. If you want to wait your interview with the asylum court, everything, then you have to reply to that letter. So I said I don't want to wait it, so I didn't do anything. They said just don't do anything, and then that means that your case it should be continuing going. So like okay.
I would greatly like to see that letter so that I could tell you what I think about it. I've never seen a letter like that before.
Okay.
So that's very unusual. And when did you get that letter?
I got it last year. I think it was around like October.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. I think around October I got that letter.
Yeah, send that to me and we'll go from there. Okay, Lucia?
Okay. And you said like there's no way that I can actually sponsor myself, like entrepreneur or
Most
because
likely not. In theory, but that's very, 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 very unlikely.
yeah, because I was kind of like working on something like I open business
All you got is I think all you have is your asylum case.
oh just the asylum case so far.
That's it.
And what is the chance to have it by applying after after the year?
Well, you were in valid status the whole time, so they can forgive it if you're in status. If you file it while you're still in status, they can forgive it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds good.
Thanks, Lucia.
Okay, so if any other question, I email you the waiver letter, right?
Yep, please.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you so much.
See ya. Stainless wants to know, Jim, with the recent decision to revoke TPS for Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, is that effective or is it being challenged in court as we speak? It is actually being challenged in court. Yaya was here yesterday and couldn't get on because of their microphone. Hi, Yaya.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Good. I have 3 quick questions, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I'm green card holder since 2021 when I get in USA, and in 2022 I have submitted an I-130 online from my wife, which is in Morocco. And when I get into the bulletin online, it shows up that it's kind of stuck on January 2022, which is like 6, maybe 7 months from getting my case, maybe my wife's case current. Do you think there's a way to expedite or any solution to
You're a green card holder?
Yep.
How did you get your green card?
It's from my dad who applied for me.
Perfect. Okay. So the I-130 has not been approved by USCIS?
No, yet.
Yeah. So when a green card holder files for a green card for their spouse, USCIS sits on that because they know that there's a backlog. There's just a bunch of people in line ahead of you. Yeah, that's all that it is. So they won't get serious about, USCIS as an agency won't get serious about adjudicating her I-130 until the priority date gets a whole lot more current, like about 2 months away from being current, I would say.
Yeah.
And how long have you had your green card?
Mine since 2021, and in December, I believe, I'm going to be able to apply for citizenship.
Yeah, so your I-130 will probably be, I mean, the one thing I'll say is that last time during Trump, a lot less people started applying for green cards for the spouses of green card holders. So that was the only time in my history as an immigration attorney where the spouses of the F2A category became current. That's the only time ever. So I think it might happen again, but most likely nothing's really going to happen in a meaningful way for you to bring your wife here until you become a citizen. It'll be when you become a citizen that you upgrade your case to an IR1 or a CR1, that she's the spouse of a U.S. citizen. That's when things will really start moving. That's probably when USCIS will decide the case. That's probably when it'll get sent to the National Visa Center. So not much is going to happen until you become a U.S. citizen.
Okay, thank you. That asks my third question. My second question is, when I filled up the I-130, I believe I made a little mistake on one of my previous address. Would that be a bad thing in the case, or
what kind of mistake?
It's one of my previous address.
Oh yeah, nobody cares.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You answered all my question. Thank you, Jim. And by the way, you've been taking care of my case when my dad applied for me like 5, maybe 6 years ago. You've been the one handling. Thank you so much, Jim.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Oh, you always got to love it when the old chain migration kicks in and people get their green cards and then they apply for their spouses. You know, I love that. Let's talk to Yardi. Hello, Yardi.
Hey, Jim, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I talked to you about 2 weeks ago about my daughter, I-130,
Okay.
and your prediction was right.
What did I
Yes.
predict and what happened?
You said the case was going to be approved in 2 weeks, and it got approved Friday.
Ah, that's hilarious. That's great.
Thank you. And I got an email from the NVC this morning. When I set up all the put in all the credential and stuff like that, they said I should pay $325.
Yep.
And then for my wife, they said, give me 1 second. Exempt. $121 was exempt, meaning I don't have to pay that, right?
I mean, I'd have to look at the paperwork, but yeah, usually if you're doing a spouse and a child together, they give discounts on the fees that you have to pay at the National Visa Center. Yeah.
Oh, so should I pay that right now?
Yeah.
Okay, give me the prediction from the NVC now.
All right, NVC. Are the two cases together? Are they linked together?
No, it's one.
It's just one case.
I have a pending I-751 though.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So who filed this case? Your spouse?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would say if you have your act together and get them all the documents, probably 4 months.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, and then it's
I
just
have another question. I have 2 more questions. So, say for instance, she's gonna do interview. Do I have to go to Jamaica or no?
How old is she?
She's 14.
I've seen it both ways. I mean, technically you don't have to. I would advise you going if you can. Generally, I don't want this. I mean, somebody's gonna have to go with her. So unless you got somebody smart who's on top of things in Jamaica, I would go myself. Yeah, I've seen it both ways.
Okay, that's good. And then I have a question for a friend.
Okay.
Okay, she had an I-130 that was approved a year and a month ago, and she went for the interview 5 weeks ago.
At the embassy?
No. That's in adjustment of status.
Okay.
So, she went for the interview and she had a Stokes interview, and it didn't went well.
Why did they have a Stokes interview? Why don't they like the case?
I think she didn't use a lawyer. That's one. So she had, as I said, the I-130 was approved a year and 1 month ago. So
that's weird. That's weird that they would. Well, I mean, I guess Trump's here now, so they're revised. I mean, did this person file the 45 separately from the I-130?
No, they file concurrently, everything.
So you're telling me they filed? Do you know how long it was filed before the I-130 was approved?
She said 2022.
And was she out of status at the time she got married?
Yes.
So
she got a work permit, and then the I-130 was approved
without
2 days before her 2-year marriage. 2 days.
Well, that's okay. That's not a big deal.
Okay. Here's the big part. Let me get to it. So she went for the interview. She had a Stokes interview.
Yeah.
So she said the officer was with her for 20 minutes, take her back out the room, and then go in with the husband for 1 hour.
Yeah. And the husband's a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Then she went back in the room with the officer for 20 minutes. And it was all, she said she was crying a lot because the man was saying that she was lying and stuff like that. And interview was over. She went home. 3 days after, 4 days after, she get a letter in the mail.
Notice of intention.
No, she get a letter in the mail that the interview was canceled.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
What does that mean?
That just means they're playing around with the system and trying to update their thing. So they think it's a fake marriage.
Oh, okay.
So what's she gonna do? What you
No,
gonna
that's it. That's the question she's asking. She's asking if it's okay for she to get a lawyer now. Because I was telling her to I don't know if it's gonna make any sense for she to talk to you now.
do you have any sense, Yardi, about the kinds of discrepancies in the Stokes interview? Like what was different in the two sets of answers?
They were threatening the husband a lot. Said he was lying, and they're gonna lock him up, stuff like that.
Yeah, but did they get? Was it just beating him up, or did they actually ask substantive questions like, "What'd you guys have for dinner last night?" or anything like that?
Yeah, there was stuff like that, but the answers was really off. Like, they wasn't connected.
I'd be happy to talk to her, but it sounds like she's in big trouble.
I think so too. That's why I tell her. I always tell people, and I'm telling everybody that's on this platform, do not do nothing without a lawyer.
Yeah.
I would say that because before she filed her case, I was telling her to use a lawyer. She said she had somebody that know to do the application. I said, stop watching the money, use a lawyer.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yep.
So now she's playing defense. I mean, certainly anybody who's out of status should apply with a lawyer, because now, the memo on February 28th, it says if they deny her case, they're going to be sending her to appear in immigration court too. So the stakes are a lot higher.
That's what she's worrying about. But I tell her that I'm gonna get online and talk to you today. So I'm gonna have her email you tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know if you can do anything for her though.
It depends. I'd want to scare the shit out of both of them and see how they do. I would do my own Stokes interview, see how they do.
Okay, I'll let her contact you in the morning.
Thanks, Yardi. See you, buddy.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
All right, Yardi's bringing it. We like that call. That was good stuff. All right, got time for a couple more. My husband did his fingerprint for I-765 in November. When do you think it will be approved? I would think soon. I was admitted in F1 apparently when I still had TPS. Do I need advanced parole to adjust? How are you adjusting? Is it based on marriage? Then you probably don't. Jim, can you talk about the USCIS photo that was posted? It said he was unlawfully here. I didn't see the photo. I don't know. N400 denied because USCIS said I'm already a derivative citizen. What do I do? Oh, I'd like to see that denial. Send it to me. info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If that's true, then you just file an N600 and it's easy peasy. But, next time you got to prove that you're a citizen. So it's a big pain. Hi, Jim. When applying for the N400, is the look back period from the date of arrest or conviction? So it's not a look back, it's a look forward. So what I do when I'm thinking about when to apply for citizenship, if I'm applying on the 3-year rule or the 5-year rule, I ask myself, when was the last day of probation? When was the last day of any consequence of the criminal plea? I mean, first of all, we're analyzing, does this make this person deportable? Are they still eligible to become a citizen? That's number one. Is this something where their green card's at risk? But if we get past that, then we just need 5 years or 3 years of clean behavior after the criminal. So you actually take that date and then you go to the date of filing, right? So you wait to file until 3 full years have passed. And I know you can apply 90 days early, but we don't do that. We wait the full 3 years or the full 5 years, right? All right. So, let's see who's in the waiting room. Mazen, there's still no Mazen anywhere in the waiting room. So I'm going to go to glad to meet Jim. Hello.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks for all you do.
Sure.
Okay, Jim, I came into the United States in 2022. Got married to a U.S. citizen December 2024. Sorry, met U.S. citizen December 2024. Got married in July 2020. Sorry, I'm mixing it up. Got married to a U.S. citizen in July 2024. I'm about filing now. But the question is,
wait. When did you get married? 24?
July 2024.
Why didn't you file the next day?
I sort of wanted to, get together some evidence.
Okay. Well, why didn't you file November 6th? Why didn't you file January 21st? What the hell?
Okay, I was equally trying to put together some funds for a lawyer.
Okay.
So eventually, we're about filing now. My lawyer has done the paperwork,
Good.
but we have the evidence we have is a joint bank account. We have um, we live together. We've been living together since April 2024. We have proof to show that we live together. But the real question is, my wife doesn't make enough money, but the mom is gonna be the co-sponsor.
Yep.
She doesn't stay in the same state with us. Is that a concern?
Nope.
Okay. Um, Then yes, another question would be the tax documents. How many years? My lawyer did mention that's the most recent is what's important.
So mom and your spouse both need tax returns for the last 3 years. So 24, 23, 22. They have to show what their adjusted gross income was with the tax returns. They have to submit tax transcripts proving that they paid their taxes, and they have to support it with W-2s or other income proof.
Okay. Okay, Jim, there is one more complication.
Go for it.
Before I got into the United States, when I came into the United States, I was married from my home country. My ex divorced me while I was here. Now, my kids are with my parents back home. She left the kids with my parents back home, and now she's equally in the United States.
What's she doing? She's applying for a green card. She's marrying a U.S. citizen.
I don't know what she's doing, but I think she is a student somewhere.
Okay. So you got your visit visa to come to the United States by saying that you were married, right?
I was at the time.
Right. And what country was the divorce entered into?
Nigeria.
So you know about the problems with Nigerian divorce decrees, right?
Yes, but it was done the right way. I did have a certified true copy verified by a lawyer independently.
Good. Okay. That's good. Well, that's going to be your first fight. They're going to think that is, they're going to think that's sketchy. And now that she's here, they're going to think that's also sketchy. They're going to think that what's really going on is that the two of you are living together and having your life, and that these people that you married was just to get a green card.
But that is not what. Can you hear me, Jim? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, but it didn't sound like you had a lot of marriage evidence. It sounds like a pretty thin marriage evidence case on the new case. And now you've been married for almost a year.
Yes. We do have some evidence. I mean, there's no disputing the fact that the marriage is real. But the
So you say, but Donald Trump's minions won't say that.
Okay. So
I'm worried about the lack of sense of urgency. I'm worried about the low level of immigration, of marriage evidence. And opening a joint bank account, that doesn't mean shit. That just means two people showed up
right.
and opened up a bank account. I mean, anybody can do that. So this sounds pretty much weak, and you're out of status.
Right. I was equally bothered about going in with nothing at all, but by next week everything should be complete.
Okay.
So yeah, then the last question is, so I was a bit concerned about the fact that she wasn't making enough money, but you are saying that with the mom's support that should be strong enough.
You can't add them together. Mom would have to stand independently on her own and have 32,000 of adjusted gross income for each of the last years.
Yes, that threshold is comfortable. Yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
See ya. All right. We'll go a little bit over. What do you guys say? Let's go a little bit over. Henry, if you turn off your camera, I'll pull you up. Hi, Henry.
Okay. Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Good. Hey, I have like some different questions from different cases. I will start with my cousin. She's gonna go to his silent court. It's gonna be like the last court. Is she kind of dangerous in case that her case get denied? Can he get like arrested in that day?
In theory, they haven't started doing that yet, but in theory, yes.
Even though you still got the chance to file the appeal within the
Yeah,
30 days.
usually they don't. Things don't become final until the Board of Immigration Appeals rules. Yeah, usually as of now, they're not effectuating removal orders upon the denial of an asylum case in court.
Okay. Yeah. Now for my wife, we're about to file her like citizenship.
Okay.
Her green card is gonna expire on August.
Yeah.
And are we gonna, if we file for the M400, do we still have to file like the renewal of the green card?
Talk to me about the timing. When are you going to apply for the N400?
We're gonna do it like next week.
Oh, so I would file the N400. I would say that if you get to 2 weeks out with the green card not, or with the citizenship case not fine, she can naturalize with an expired green card. But walking around now these days with an expired green card is not something I would do. So I would probably maybe a month or so before I would at least file for a renewal. Yeah.
Okay. And what about a speeding ticket? Is that something that you gotta put on the M400?
Yeah, that's a citation. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so put the citation. And oh, what about this? Because we're filing this by ourselves, and I'm still in doubt that are doing it by ourselves or getting help, because at the end of when I was like almost done with the app, I mean the proof that they asking me is just like marriage certificate, and pretty much that's it. I don't see it like they're not gonna asking me for tax return, nothing like that. Or do we have to put all that?
There's not a lot of evidence that you need for an N400. You just have to show any of your traffic stuff. I think showing that you paid your taxes is helpful, but that's something you can pretty much do at the interview. So I wouldn't worry about that so much. It's really just have you been a green card holder for long enough, and have you not had any criminal stuff? So I think you should be okay.
Okay, and now I have another question that is like more complicated.
Okay.
So my mother, she got her green card because of asylum. So the problem that we having is that I mean she doesn't speak any English, so I'm kind of worried that it's gonna have a big deal like getting her citizenship and having the green card based on asylum. I mean it's something that like it's safe, but at the same time I don't feel like feel comfortable. Have you heard something about changing the category on the green cards? Like, if my dad become a USA citizen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something we can do to change the category of the green card?
For her?
Yeah, for my mom, yeah.
Why would you, if she already has a green card, why would you need to do that?
Yeah, it's just that we feel that if you have a green card based on asylum, I mean, I kind of feel that we got like too many restrictions. Like, for example, being going out of the country. I know that for right now it's not safe, but let's see that everything get back to normal. With a green card based on asylum, you still have to like be applying for travel document, and because it's not recommend you to use our national passport.
Right.
So I mean that's pretty much the
So
reason that I was thinking about that, but I don't know if that's a possibility.
that's actually pretty creative. I've never had anybody ask me that. I would think that would be really, really hard to pull off. There's no procedure to do it. And in theory, your dad could file a green card application for her, but they would reject it because she already has a green card. So I think it'd be almost impossible to get them to.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that just came out to my mind. That was like, because it's going, is there any other option that you would recommend us to, like, for her,
Yeah.
because of the language barrier to apply for the citizenship?
Keep studying for the test. Just keep studying.
Okay. Is there any risk if you fail the test? Like,
No.
I mean, any risk for your green card?
No.
Okay. The last question. What about if the country, like, she got the green card based on asylum, right?
Yeah.
What if after, you know, she's now a permanent resident, what if the condition of the country have changed?
There's no way in hell I would do that with this administration until I got my citizenship, and even then, after I wouldn't.
No. My question is not going back to the country, but I was saying like, if you
Oh,
if she had the green card based on asylum, right? If she
and you're
applied for
saying,
the F400,
things got better, and then they said, "Oh, well, things are better now, so we're going to take away your green card." Is that what you mean?
yeah.
Yeah. No, don't worry about that. Nope.
Oh, don't worry about that. It's just that, you know, I mean,
If they did that, I'd sue the shit out of them for her. They're not going to do that.
yeah, just that one. That's what one of my main concern is that the country. I mean, where we from. I mean, the change. I mean, our main asylum case. I mean, the main basic is like pretty much over in my country now.
Yeah.
And I mean, we still don't plan on going back to the country. But I mean, I was just kind of worried if we're gonna end up having any issue on the M400.
Hopefully, you're not giving them any ideas, Henry, if they're listening. But as of now, that's not something that they're doing or could do, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes it's like, I mean, we gotta think like, you know, every step you take with them,
Of course.
because you never know.
That's right. Thank you, Henry. Thanks for the call.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, buddy. All right. My wife and stepchildren are here on humanitarian parole, which is possibly being canceled. Yes, that's true. If you're a U.S. citizen, I would file I-130s for them right away. Let's see. Lucky January. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum, big boss. How you doing?
Walaikum salam. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. We've spoken a couple times. I was unlucky January. Now I'm lucky January. Now I don't even know what I am. I have this big pain in the butt called the Trump administration, CDP.
Tell me about it.
So we spoke a few times. I got my diversity visa green card just 50 days ago. So alhamdulillah, I'm good on that front. And I have about 24 months of education in Toronto, Jim, and I'm trying to save this green card. I'm not sure if it's salvageable. Just going to let you know that I completely understand your position. I'm not going to even argue about it one bit, I promise.
I would find a school in the United States.
Gotcha. So a re-entry permit is a no-go?
What'd you say?
A re-entry permit is a no-go?
I mean, if you want to put your green card at risk.
So here's what I understand. You can by all means correct. Based on the regulations, and I know these guys don't follow our regulations, they don't care about the law, but the regulations say that it's all about intent. And for someone who's filing for a re-entry permit on their 50th day of getting their physical green card, that sounds like a lot of intent to me. Plus, I'll be entering the States every other weekend, getting bank accounts, taxes, addresses, you name it.
You love to cite the rules and regulations.
I mean, I gotta fight for my case, brother. I gotta fight for it. It's my dream, right? I gotta fight for these bastards.
Here's this is not immigration advice. This is life advice. I would, in my mind, I would say that winning the diversity visa lottery is such a fundamentally different shift in the trajectory of your life. That would then cause me to revisit all of the decisions I've made about my life and live accordingly. To me, having the chance to be a U.S. citizen in 5 years would be first and foremost the most important thing for me.
I understand. So you would not advise on going for a re-entry permit?
No, not these days.
Because I'm putting the packet right now, actually, and I'm sending it through, and I'm carrying literally all the proofs and ties to the United States on my person. Like, no matter. I mean, CBP has been pretty cool with it. I've entered like 7 times so far, and they never bring it up, to be honest.
Yeah.
I breezed through the Nexus claim because I'm a Nexus member as well. And funny enough, they even told me at the enrollment center for Nexus that I have 12 months to move. And every time I approach the port of entry, this is like 6 times now, I tell them that I'm slowly moving into the United States. I'm just wrapping stuff up in Canada.
Yeah, see, that's gonna wear thin after a while.
Yeah, which is why I need the re-entry permit on my person. All right, I'll
see you later.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, we put Shashwat's comment up there, even though they've got a Chelsea flag on there. I don't know why I put that up there. What the heck? But there is a spike. I'm doing a little bit of overtime. I'll be doing shows this week, tomorrow and Tuesday for sure. Then the rest of the week is sort of crazy. I'm traveling. I don't really know what's going to happen. And so my last show of the week might be Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. I'm waiting for my schedule. I'm going to a mastermind in Utah on Thursday and Friday, and I don't know what kind of windows I have to do a show, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Otherwise, we'll be back on Saturday. But tomorrow, we'll be back at noon Central. Please join us. Thank you, everybody, on TikTok for watching. Thank you, everybody. We had about 900 people watching, which is sort of crazy. I hope you all have a great night. Sorry I couldn't get to everybody's questions. I hope you have a nice rest of your Sunday, rest of your weekend, and that you have a great week next week. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Big ups to all the artists, especially Queen Donna. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.